they already said something like they're not interested in launching first-party games on day one. This has a very direct impact on how gamers consume games. I'm fully expecting price increases to the Game Pass. Okay, so we just had this guy Christopher Dring. He's the head of game industry, game business, something. He's got access to insider information, I guess. So he just released this tweet, post about the Game Pass and its profitability. I guess this has been a direct response after, I don't know if you remember, yesterday or the day before, Arcane founder made some comments about how the Xbox Game Pass is hindering profitability for studios like his, which made the news rounds yesterday. And then I guess in direct response to that, he made this tweet. Let's have a look together. It says, okay, I need to clarify something first. Xbox Game Pass is profitable even when you factor in the lost sales for its first party teams. Sources who would know have told me. Okay. Over 18 months ago, I checked with Xbox about what's included in the Game Pass P&L, profits and losses. Basically, I was looking to see if Game Pass's costs factor in the impact to unit sales of their internal studios. Okay, I was told that first-party games have their own P&L separate to Game Pass as they make money via other means. I felt this piece of internal accountancy might mean Game Pass is profitable, but it sure does put pressure on the margins for its internal games and possibly means some studios don't make as much profit or any profit at all. Okay. That doesn't actually matter in real terms, but seeing the impact Game Pass was having on first-party games and the amount of money Xbox was spending on studios, I wanted to check if the full impact of the service was being considered in their Game Pass is profitable line. Fair. This was before Xbox started publishing fully on PS5. Studios can now make stronger margins on premium sales as a result of that move. Yep. But regardless to all that, sources have reached out to tell me that even when you include lost revenue associated with the first party games, not just unit sales but microtransactions, Game Pass is still profitable. So that's great. Okay. So this, I guess this has come from Microsoft's latest earnings call, and them saying that Game Pass has hit a quarterly revenue record. So I guess the main driver for this growth in Xbox Game Pass has been, obviously that big acquisition with Activision, having, games like Call of Duty, Indiana Jones, all that dropping day one for free on Games Pass. So these high profile hit titles are obviously bringing in new subscribers because, if you just have to spend like $25 on Game Pass per month and then you just get access to all these games day one, why not? So this, I guess they're doubling down on this, Game Pass as a core part of this strategy moving forward. What does this actually mean? I guess Microsoft now sees Game Pass as a financially sustainable model for them. It's not just growing, it's starting to make profit now based on what he's saying here. But he's basically saying that the Game Pass is profitable because they have separate P&Ls for devs and studios and then Game Pass, what's on Game Pass. So whatever the costs and spends associated with devs are handled separately, and you have Game Pass games on the other side, and P&Ls associated with that, what's coming through that is handled separately. And devs are able to make more margin for their games by having microtransactions if that applies to a game, or things like, DLCs and premium sales or whatever, deluxe editions or whatever. I guess this means, though, Microsoft is probably going to double down on having more day one releases and potential price increases. I'm fully expecting price increases to the Game Pass because they're dropping these heavy hitters on day one. They're obviously going to put the price up. But this also going to add more pressure on studios to deliver content that keep subscribers engaged, because it's turning into Netflix, right? Netflix for gamers. That's what this basically is now. And what we don't know still is how developers are actually getting paid. And is it per download? Is it per play hour or fixed fees? We don't know that. And because of that, we don't know how sustainable this is for smaller devs or non-blockbuster games. This is a big piece of news because this has a very direct impact on how gamers consume games. But I don't think PlayStation is gonna do the same thing, because their leadership, they already said something like they're not interested in launching first-party games on day one on PlayStation Plus, because developers prefer Sony's current model, PlayStation Plus, because what they currently do is, holding back on those premium AAA titles and then only release them one at a time on PlayStation Plus like a year later, which is what developers prefer, and I can't blame them because that does work for them. So I think for the foreseeable future, Sony is probably going to stick with their traditional sales model, while Xbox is going all in on subscriptions. But I could be wrong. Who knows? Short term, this could be a big win for gamers. But, it is definitely a win for gamers right now, because you only have to spend like this, certain amount of money, like $25 per month or $30 per month, whatever it is. And you get access to all these games, and even all these new games that are launching day one, you get full access to them. It's a no-brainer for gamers to save money on. It's basically like you save tons of money that way. But long-term, it's very complicated, because you might see fewer physical releases because of this. It's already happening. And some of the games are starting to just exclusively release on digital only. And you don't see physical copies. And Black Myth Wukong didn't release physical copies until like months later. And Expedition 33 didn't release at all. Or did they release now? I don't know. I had to buy the digital copy to just play that. I think there's another game that's releasing. I can't remember on top of my mind right now. But there's one game that's coming out, and they've announced that it's only coming digital. It's one of the big ones. I don't know what it is, but this is happening already. So more content is going to be focused on doing digital only releases, and it also means there's a risk of smaller niche games getting sidelined. I don't know, that could happen. And if this becomes mainstream and the default model for game consumption, this could also lead to other people trying to get on in the same thing and having their own subscriptions, and then gamers will have to spend on multiple subscriptions just to get access to the games that they want to play, just like what happened with movies streaming, like TV fragmentation with Netflix and Prime and Disney Plus and all that bullshit. So we might see that happening with games, and that would be terrible, and I hope that doesn't happen. Game Pass being profitable is a turning point for sure, but we should be cautious about what it means for games ownership and how developers make money, because that is still important. We need developers to be making money so we can play good games. So we just got to watch this space closely and see how it turns out. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe to the channel. That would be much appreciated. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one.